4 rules for meal planning success. Welcome back to LiveLeanTV for Women. I'm Jessica Guthrow, helping you with your Live Lean success. I've been talking a ton about meal planning. That's because I believe so deeply that it's so fundamental to your success with your physique goals and your fitness goals. Nutrition is everything. I'm sure you know from experience what kind of results you get when you just eat whatever you want whenever you feel like it. Usually the results are pretty disappointing. But on the other hand, the results are great when you actually plan out your meals, when you take some initiative with your nutrition and you learn about food values. It's just game changer. So if your goal is to see amazing transformation, which I'm sure it is, because that's probably why you're tuning in here every week, then I want to help you get there the fastest, surest, and most effective and least annoying way possible. Today, I have 4 tips that are going to help you with meal planning success. All right, so tip number 1 is to plan your meals before they happen and not after. We get asked a lot about software types like MyFitnessPal or whatever things you can use on your phone to like scan barcodes and then figure out the macros as you're going along throughout your day. And yes, I do think these can be a somewhat helpful tool for you to learn nutritional values, but the problem is the damage is already done. You've already eaten what you've eaten, most likely, and you have no opportunity to change your mind if you find out that that doesn't really fit with your day. The other thing is you may be way over your calorie count if maybe you forgot to track something that you ate, because that can happen. Days get busy and sometimes you ate something but you didn't write it down, and then your numbers are showing one thing but the reality is something else. And the feedback I hear from a lot of my clients who have used MyFitnessPal is just that it's tedious and you have to do it every day for everything you eat because every day is different and you don't know what you're going to be craving that day or what's going to be part of your diet, so you kind of track as you go. At the end of the day, when you track your numbers, you may be a little plus or minus where you want it to be. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that every day has to be like exact to your goals, and you may be getting fairly close to your goals doing it that way, so if you are, all good. But I think for most people, tracking everything they eat every day is just not realistic. I always use this analogy, but it's like driving your car, getting in your car and just driving north. And just like knowing that you have a destination to get to, but you're not sure like which roads to take. And so you're probably gonna make a couple of U-turns along the way, get lost a couple of times, and it can be very frustrating even if you do eventually get to your destination. But when you're following a meal plan, it's like turning on your GPS and then all you do is follow that blue line. And you know exactly where you're going, you know which roads are the fastest to take you there, and you don't have to constantly worry about whether you're doing things right or not. You just have this really sense of assurance and confidence that you know you will get there. So that's what a meal plan is to me. It's a roadmap for success. It's, you know, you have to eat this many meals at approximately this time of day, and you know what your post-workout and what your pre-workout is, and so you just kind of follow suit. So you can see why it's so much faster to get to your goals this way than just kind of like navigating throughout your day, not really sure like what you should eat or when you should eat it. Tip number 2 is to plan based on your future vision, like, or your goals versus where you're currently at. Because like I said before, if your goal is transformation, that means that you're not currently happy with your body size or your physique composition, meaning your fat to muscle percentage. So you don't want to make your meal plan based on your current composition and size, because if you did, you would just stay that exact same size. So it's important to calculate your BMR, that's your basal metabolic rate. We have videos showing you how to do this. But when you do that, you have to make sure that you multiply by your activity factor, because activity does have a really big influence on how much food you should eat. And then you also have to do the either addition or subtraction based on whether you want to be in a surplus for muscle gain or a deficit for fat loss. So if you fail to do these multiplication, subtraction, addition portions of figuring out your calorie needs, then you are going to be frustrated because you'll just be staying at the same size that you already are, which is totally great if you're in maintenance mode, but if you're watching this video, you may not be there yet. So if your body's not where you want it to be, then make sure you account for that. Maintenance mode is something you earn after all the hard work that goes into transformation. Okay, tip number 3 is to ease yourself into bigger goals. If you just start from day 1, like I'm gonna lose 100 pounds, that can be so intimidating and so overwhelming that you might actually quit on your goals before you even get halfway there. So for people who have really ambitious goals, like whether it be muscle gain or whether it be fat loss, we recommend you chunk it down into smaller, more attainable goals That way when you reach those goals, you can actually celebrate, like reward yourself with a nice massage or something fun that's not food related, and then you can set your next goal. So it's important that you're always adjusting your meal plan as you go, because as your body size and composition changes, so should your macros and calorie counts. So make sure that every time you reach a successful milestone, that you then adjust your meal plan to reflect your new current size and your new goals. For now, I just want you to focus on living the lean lifestyle and just trust that natural weight loss will happen when you create healthy habits in your life, when you start moving your body really effectively and eating the right types of foods. I don't want you stepping on the scale all the time, because this can really affect your mood and your focus. So instead of watching the pounds go down, try to look in the mirror and see the definitions start to come in, the cellulite start to melt away. Those are the success points we want you looking for, instead of just pure numbers on the scale. Okay, tip number 4 is to allow variety in your meal planning. So, say you've worked out your calories and macros and you've decided that, every day for meal number 4, you're having this much chicken and this much broccoli, this much coconut oil, etc. I want you, instead of feeling like trapped that you have to have exactly chicken and broccoli and coconut oil, to realize that certain foods can substitute for other foods. So instead of chicken, you could substitute in fish or meat or pork or some other protein source. And instead of broccoli, you could substitute in kale or bok choy or, zucchini. And then you can use all different types of fats as well. So if you struggle to know which foods substitute for others, then we have the perfect resource for you. In our LiveLean20dietbook.com, I'll leave the link down below, we actually have a food substitutions chart. So we selected 20 of our favorite ingredients for this book, and that's the only 20 ingredients you need to cook every meal. But in case some of those foods don't agree with you, or if you get bored with them, we also included substitutes so that you could keep variety and keep your diet fresh all the time, because variety really is the spice of life. And if you're going to be living lean forever, you're going to need to have options from time to time, so you're not eating the same old boring meals. And the last final note I want to make sure you understand is that meal planning is a tool to help you transform. You don't have to do anything in life. You do you. I want you to make a decision that you're doing the right thing for your body, for your mind, for your soul, for your family. Everything should feel right. And if you feel trapped in a horrible meal plan that makes you feel angry and cranky, and it's not even helping you lose fat, or whatever is just not right about it, then toss it out the window and find something else that does work for you. Meal planning can be incredibly successful when you have the right mindset towards it, and when you see it as a tool that's helping you, instead of like keeping you trapped in like nutritional jail. You know what I mean? And of course, if you want help planning your meals and you don't have the faintest idea of where to start or how to go about it, or how to do your number calculations, if it all just kind of makes your head spin, then let me know. Go ahead and send in your application at LiveLeanTV.com/coaching, and I can actually make a personalized meal plan that fits your numbers, your situation, and your goals. For a really affordable version of this that's going to help you on the track to success, check out LiveLean20diet.com. We really simplified, what foods you should be eating, when you should be eating them. There's a meal plan option that you can add in with it. It's really just like the simplest way that you can incorporate Live Lean eating into your lifestyle. So check that out. We poured our heart and soul into this program to really help make nutrition easier, more accessible for you. So I hope you will love that. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We have new videos 4 times a week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we're all over social media all the time, so you guys can reach out, ask questions, get involved. We love hanging out with you guys online. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next episode. In the meantime, keep living lean. I'm gonna get a little bit more creative, a little bit higher intensity, and I'm gonna focus on moves that really work the booty, so I can have a nice, tight mom butt. All right, let's go.